I did not expect that. Let's have some of the creators and actors of this amazing film come down here. We're going to have a little chat. Does that sound good? All right, let's bring down the writer and the director, Spider One. We'll bring down the amazing Krsy Fox. Incredible performance from Brandon Scott. And Big Baby himself, Adam Marcinowski. We were actually told we weren't going to get shares, so this is a bonus already. Come on, Big Baby. That could be anybody, we never know, right? Oh, the Jazz Bono as well, I'm sorry, of course. Producer extraordinaire and owner of Mr. Tingles. Do we have one more chair? Or are we asking for too much?
Just sit in the chair.
There we go. All right, welcome guys, and what a tremendous job by all of you here tonight. First of all, Screamfest, thank you guys for having us. So Spider, this is all your fault.
Yeah, sorry everybody.
Talk about this, how you came up with the inspiration for this semi-batshit crazy concept of Big Baby.
Yeah, I mean, well, the funny thing is Big Baby's original incarnation appeared in my first movie. I made this little anthology called Allegoria. And the one person saw it. And so in Allegoria, there is a sort of there's a scene where these two girls are watching a movie. And that movie was Big Baby, but in Allegoria, Big Baby was treated as a very like D-level worst horror movie ever, super cheesy. But the one comment I kept getting was, you gotta make a Big Baby movie, you gotta make a Big Baby movie. And like I said before, I thought that was a terrible idea, but I couldn't get it out of my head. And so I knew I had to sort of reverse engineer my way into taking this absurd character, but taking it, I guess, as seriously as possible. So that's how it all started, yeah.
But that's what I love about it, because when you first see Big Baby, and of course see a killer in a Big Baby mask, no surprise. The thing I really liked about it is you played it so straight, especially when you ran into Big Baby. Like you start really scared of this when his name is uttered. Like I didn't want to see Big Baby at first. It's not Big Baby. And halfway through, you're like, please stay away, Big Baby. I mean, you really played it straight, which was part of the magic of the film.
It was a lot of fun, and then also, what I loved about the script was this idea of kind of the creative ego and the things that kind of we obsess over, and I think as creatives, we all, like when he says, I want to make something that, people watch, that win an Academy Award, something that means something. And just kind of to what lengths we go through as creatives to kind of see that vision come to life and what we sacrifice. And so I thought that was very real, that struggle. And then also just, when she says, maybe you manifested this, kind of like us as creatives, we manifest all this stuff. And when the genie's out the bottle, in this movie, the genie is out the bottle, and shit happens. So I feel like that was just something really relatable and, just fun to play with.
It was funny too to see kind of your reaction to the kids at Blood Soaked, which is a great name for a podcast, by the way. Something that all of us as professionals deal with is people's opinions, online podcasts, social media, all that sort of thing. Was that part of you getting your revenge on some of these people?
Well, not because now they're going to get their revenge on me. No, I mean, there was a part, like having put out a few movies. I mean, look, we're both in music, we develop a very tough skin, so nothing phases us, because you hear so much shit talk for your entire career. But putting out movies was a different thing. I shouldn't, but I'm like Brandon Terry Adam, I listened to 2 podcasts, I read reviews, and I started to learn about this certain segment of online movie critiques, which was very different than I grew up on Siskel and Ebert, you know, they were very thoughtful, and I started finding these guys like Bledsoe. Actually, these guys are nice compared to some of the things they do. But you know, people who were just like, sucks, worst movie ever, piece of shit, you know, 0 stuff, give 0 stuff, you know, it's just such a crazy culture of, you know, seemingly people that love movies, but kind of act like they don't, and I thought it would be a great jumping off point for someone who's trying to control the narrative of his life, control the narrative of his stories, and the more he tries to hang on to that control, obviously the more it spins out of control.
Krsy did a great job in this film, as you do in every film, right? Excellent. And it was a really cool kind of transformation in your character where you're fun and you're telling jokes, you guys getting drunk together, and then slowly but surely the love of your life is losing his mind.
Yeah.
And still clinging on to the fact that it can't be real, and of course at the end you find out that he was really telling the truth. But it was a really great transformation. How did you handle that as an actor to kind of delve into that?
Well, yeah, I mean, quite often I'm either the crazy one or I'm going through something and I just look like hell. And this was like, oh, I get to be like the little heart of the movie. I get to be this real person. And honestly, it was the first day we started working together. Brandon and I felt like we had this great connection right away, so it made it very sad when we got towards the end of that progression, and I was just really putting myself in that situation, and them, how much they loved each other and just losing each other, and so it was a really natural thing, honestly. I loved working with this guy, like, from day one we had the best time, so, and we really got drunk in, like, 2 scenes, so that was awesome. Yeah, I've never done that on set.
Not a problem. Yeah, it was I remember when we made our last film, Little Lights, and Heather Langenkamp was on that movie, and she said that, you know, you have to show the normal life, you have to show the heart first, and then when you get to the scary, it means more. And I think that's what we really try to do with these guys as a couple, to show a real life together, a real relationship, and, you know, those arguments and sweet times that everybody has as a couple, and then when it starts to get away from them, it has a little more weight to it, I hope.
Chaz. Hi, Chaz.
Hi.
First of all, I have to congratulate you on a tremendous role in Curvy Enthusiasm. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing. He's the holder of an enlarged member, shall we say, in that show. Let's talk again. Once again, you make an appearance in the Spider-1 film for a very short time, a cameo. Sooner or later, you're going to live in one of these movies, hopefully.
I lived in Little
that's right.
Bites. Yeah, I lived in Little Bites.
Barely.
But I did die and bury the bride and now this.
We love to kill you, Chad.
Yeah, I was talking to Krsy. I was like, you know, in every one of the films, I'm the person you don't want to die. Like, you feel bad about when they die.
They even had you find your cat
I know.
before you died. That's heartless, Spider-1.
Cat live, I'm sorry.
Adam, let's talk about joining the infamous list of amazing serial killers in film. Which once again, I think Big Baby is now getting to this rarefied air because it is such a creepy, amazing character. How do you play a masked man, but obviously still show so much emotion?
I just want to do this right now. So who's the big baby now?
That actually was your voice.
When I was sitting there watching the movie, I actually was like, I felt myself getting scared. So I'm like, all right, well, you know, this is fun. And that's what it was all about, just having a good time, you know, watching you act was just, you weren't acting, you know, that was amazing. Good stuff. And Chaz and working with these guys was just so much fun, and you know, they're so talented, and it's a joy to work around people who really care about characters and care about people to work with, and want to put out good content, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, okay?
Whoa.
This guy right here, like first day on set when when I first saw the character, the big baby and everything, and he had he has black paint here, and he was like, yeah, I'm messing with my voice because I feel like the character, because he drowned, so he probably has some more things. And like, so he went deep, like he was bringing all these elements to it that I was like, oh wow, I didn't even think about all those things. And so
That was my real voice.
but it was really awesome to hear how he kind of like took that idea and then like kind of was choking on his words here and there, almost like the kid was still drowning. And so yeah, it was awesome working with everyone, and that little detail right there I thought was really, really dope.
And speaking of kids, is Levi still here? Our little big baby, is he here?
Did you make it through, Levi?
I don't know where he is, but anyway, he was awesome.
Yeah, he was
Maybe he was there, but-
Yeah, he wasn't sure if he was going to stay for the whole day. I'm like, you're in the early part of the movie. We're gonna, yeah.
True veteran, see you seeing it in the hell out of
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Have you guys seen this movie yet, the final cut? Anybody here up here?
No, this is the first time.
Wow, you two, man.
First time, yeah.
Chaz as well?
I saw early cuts of it, but it's been a while now, so it's way better.
Well, also, Chaz, we reshot your entire scene.
I know, we did.
Like,
Why did you have to reshoot?
And
we just, he had a
It
better,
wasn't
he had a
enough.
better idea.
It wasn't enough. I mean, in every movie we make, Chad always had sort of like a scene stealing moment. And the first one we shot was it involved a dog,
yeah.
not a cat. But I just felt like it wasn't enough. And so I don't know, just this whole sort of. The funny thing about the chat is when we said the new scene with Chad, he said, I'm not sure. No, what did you say? Battlestar Galactica is an old show. I don't know if anybody will get the joke. I like Chad, that is the joke.
I just,
That's a great show.
exactly, I love
Chaz, let's talk about the fact that you and your mother, one share, shall we say? Yes, the legendary share. You guys produced this movie. You also produced Little Bites. How did you get caught up with these ruffians to produce these so off-color horror movies?
So, the first movie I made with them was Bury the Bride, and I was a producer on it. And we screened it for my mom.
In her bedroom.
Yeah, it was horrible, really. And Elle was running around like a crazy person.
in her closet, yeah.
Yeah, in the fountain.
Yes.
Anyway,
Because she has a fountain in her bedroom.
She's there.
Well, also, if we're talking about fountains, so our daughter realized that there's like one little hole in the fountain, if you stick your finger in it, the water sprays everywhere. So, she was just going to share that. It was really stressful.
okay, so but anyway, we screened her Bury the Bride, and she was just kind of so blown away with what these guys created out of literally almost nothing. I mean, almost no budget at all. And she was like, I want to get involved in the next one. And so I kind of, I jumped first and then she followed.
Which is amazing. Now, how is that for you, Spider, to have such a legendary?
I mean, it's crazy because I grew about as old as Chaz, and so I grew up, not old. I grew up on Sunny Chair. I mean, I would watch that as a kid, and my mom would, what chair am I gonna wear this week? And we would watch that show.
That was always the question.
Yeah, and so, it's I mean, it really is just a testament to all of us here that most of us, I'm sure, in this room chase these crazy, wild dreams, and you just never know where you're gonna end up. And so, meeting Chaz and then meeting his mom, it's really been like a really very exciting, I mean, we went over to her house and screened Little Lights, and she was very thoughtful about the film, and we would talk about movies in general, and every reference is Jack Nicholson or Francis. She's like, I think I got an old cut of Apocalypse Now on VHS that Francis gave me. It's like, we're like, friends. So, for me, just, someone who's been in that kind of company to get any sort of stamp of approval is really mind-blowing, and just forever grateful for that opportunity. So yeah, it's been great.
So, are you heavily involved, obviously, in the audition process and choosing the actors? Because your wife, Krsy, is in your movies. Obviously, she does a great job. But to get Brandon, the chemistry was excellent. Was it hard to find this matchup that you found?
Yeah, well, I mean, casting Brandon, I mean, we knew we wanted Brandon. We were big fans of his work. We were big fans of the series called Dead to Me that he was on, and he
Grey's Anatomy.
So we were sort of lurking, you know, but like you never know if you're going to be able to get who you want, so you send it out to a bunch of people. And there's just, you know, we got a lot of great audition tapes, but this particular part was, it's just like it was like threading a needle, you know, because he had to be sympathetic, he had to be able to be crazy, he had to be sort of likable, he had, you know, all the things. And if somebody had played it too aggro, you wouldn't like him. If someone had played it too soft, you know, you would rush them off. So, you know, I just feel like Brandon just hit exactly where he needed to be. So, yeah, I'm forever thankful for him saying yes to this. Because, like I said, he didn't know what he was stepping into.
Brandon, Scotty mentioned earlier, before the movie started, that you helped build the catering tent or whatever it may be. I don't know how many other indie films that you've done, but you come from some pretty big productions, like Spider mentioned, those the TV shows and stuff. Is this just all part of it, of being an actor? Like, okay, if something breaks down, I'm gonna fix it, and they're not worried about being in line, getting fed chicken breasts and learning your script for the day?
Well, yeah, I think I always hope that it feels like family. Because I come from doing a lot of theater where, you know, you wear many hats. I'm involved with a couple of theater companies that started some. And so, you know, what they do about, you know, they produce, they write, they edit, they act, they do all those things. I guess I'm used to that in the theater world. And sometimes in bigger productions, I have to remind myself, oh yeah, there are rules around language. You know, like don't move that chair, don't do that, don't, you know. And so it was just really dope to be on set, and everyone is a team player. And I really love that spirit because you're really, like Spider said, in the trenches together. I mean, when you're downtown at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. shooting something, you know, and helicopters are flying, and, you know, but it's just, you want to still be having fun with people you love to work with. So I think that all those little elements of everyone just, you know, as long as, you know, hopefully I didn't get in anyone's lane too much, but, you know, just us all helping each other. I just love that spirit. So.
Yeah, I think people don't know how quickly I mean, how many characters do you have? 25?
I think with stunts there's 27.
27 and 11 to 12.
We had 13 shoot days and 11 locations.
Yeah,
Hold on,
so-
you've done this in 13 days? That's incredible. That's fast. That's fast. It didn't look like it at all.
Which, you know, it's like, and that's what I was saying when Brandon stepped in. Like, man, I hope he's ready for this. You know, I look forward to the days when, you know, we hear directors. We took the day off and I went for a walk in the woods with Brandon and we really discovered the character. Like, there's no fucking time for that. We get to know each other when the movie's done. You know, it's like, it's just go, 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 go. And you just have to be prepared for every mishap and every change. And in our effect people are here, we know the one thing we hate to hear is the blood's not working, which we hear all the time. Blood's not working. So, yeah. Just all
But that's what happens when you're doing practical effects as well, right?
Yeah.
Have you auditioned to play Big Baby?
No, I didn't.
Oh, just offered the
Yeah,
part.
I was offered the role.
Why did you offer that?
Well, he fit the suit. So. No, Adam has been in 2 other of my films. He was in Bury the Bride, and he was in Allegoria, and he played a character called the Whistler. And it was sort of, you know, there was another story in Allegoria that was sort of inspiration for some of this, where it was a screenwriter, and his creation comes to life and gives him notes on the script, and like, what if I smash your face? You know, so he did that. So I knew he had all the necessary skills to kill. Yeah.
Thank you. Skills to kill. Skills to kill.
The Blade.
I'm actually a really nice person. In person, I'm really nice.
Jazz, let's talk about some of your contributions as a producer. 'Cause I know a lot of people are like, what exactly does a producer do? Well, what exactly does a producer do on Big Baby?
Get money for them. Provide money. But no, it's funny. I mean, you know, a lot of the executive producers, including myself, were around for a lot of Big Baby shooting, and so yeah, you basically are like executive producer / PA on set. That's
Right.
So yeah, helping with getting Crafty up and running and. Just being on hand for everything. It's a family, you know. I mean, Krsy's mom is an executive producer of this film. And I was there helping, every day of the shoot.
And I have to agree, my son was the coffee dude. That wasn't real.
Jazz, did Sharon have any notes that she gave you throughout the filming? The 13 days of filming?
No, she just,
More blood, that was her note.
What was it, Krsy?
After,
More blood.
yeah,
More blood.
She wanted
Sharon
more
wanted
blood.
more blood.
Yes.
Right.
That's true. That was after both of them, and hopefully this is going to be enough blood for
I
her.
hope so.
Damn it, Sharon wants more blood. Krsy, Spider also mentioned earlier about how important you are to the whole process. I know just putting together this premiere tonight, you were very instrumental in getting organized and you making sure we got to the red carpet on time. And,
She wrangled you too.
she
Yeah,
wrangled
I
me,
did,
and
I
she
did.
even got me. Make sure it was not going to be tardy. Is this all part and parcel? This is a real family affair between the two of you. Is it something that you're excited about, just being the actor, but also running a lot of the other parts of the film too?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to go, do a film like Krsy and I both were in Terrifier 3. That was amazing because you go and you're like, I just have to go act and do my job and then go home, and it's amazing, and you just support where you can. Where this, you do everything, and it's exhausting, and I feel like I want to die, but at the same time, it's like the most rewarding thing on the earth when we have a moment like this, and all of our cast and crew and our friends and horror fans get to watch this movie with us for the first time. So yeah, I wouldn't change it for a moment, and thank you for doing this, by the way. Krsy just flew in here to be here with us and support us, which is amazing. But no, I mean, I love all the parts. It's very hard for me to just sit back and not want to help in every scenario that I'm in because I'm just so used to it. And yeah, I edited the film as well, which was really yeah, so it was it's a lot of staring at yourself. You get really sick of yourself, but it's really exciting, and it was really fun to watch it in this environment and not. I've seen this movie 87,000 times now, so this was just really special for me that I saw it with fresh eyes. So thank you.
I was seeing it in front of the crowd for the first time, both of you guys, when you spend so much time editing and whittling it down. We know it takes forever to get it completely right. Now, is this a reward for you?
Yeah, this is literally the reason you do it.
Yeah.
Like, if this was the only moment you get, that's great. Like, I hope people love the movie. We won't more. But, I'm so grateful for this. And yeah, no, it's a crazy experience. And when, we work together and we're married and we have a kid together and 2 kids together, actually, he's our little actor over there. So, it's just been, it's just like a lot sometimes when your whole life revolves around your job. And so, these are the moments we get to celebrate together, and, this is why we do it, This is why we don't kill each other, I think.
Yeah, I think there's such a higher level of appreciation for a night like tonight, and everybody here, everyone that was in the movie, worked on the movie, even friends, so many people that we know, and it's it really, there's I'm sure tons of filmmakers here that feel the same way, that such an enormous task, and most of us, I know for myself, I grew up in a small town in Massachusetts where, if anybody grew up in New England, some people have, the vibe there is, you'll never make it, kid. You know, that's for fancy people in Hollywood. You'll be back with us losers. You know, all this kind of thing. This is sort of like self-defeating. And so, you know, to do this kind of thing and I never lose sight of that, like, I'm that dopey kid from Haverhill, Massachusetts, and I'm sitting in the fucking Chinese theater in Hollywood, Hollywood Boulevard, playing a fucking movie. I mean, come on, so, you know, it's really for anybody who is creative. People ask, what's your advice? And I always feel like there's two things. Do what you want, do what you love. Don't chase somebody else's dream. You know, and the other thing is celebrate these victories, big and small, you know, and plant your fucking flag, man, and do your thing, and just have fun and appreciate life, you know. All right, so.
Growing up in Massachusetts, and obviously your brother Rob Zombie makes films and is in music as well. You guys ever discuss this movie coming out? What are you thinking about this, or you just kind of throw it on and check this one out? Do you?
No, we don't really talk about the movies. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I think he's seen some of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
Completely different styles though. Like I was enjoying some of the shots that you made. It was a little bit of some Edgar Wright type moments. Of
The toast for sure.
And also too, sound effects like the squelching liquid axe shots. They were like louder and grosser than usual. So whoever came up with those, kudos to them.
I mean, we know sound design award is every music too. Our composers here somewhere.
Yes, Alexander Taylor over there, and also Rob Marshall, who makes the movies here as well.
And this is so great. I mean, the fact that, you know, again, just like our crew that make the film, it's really a testament to see the people that are involved in post and composing to be there and feel the same way we do. Everybody just wants to contribute and make. I'm just trying to contribute, you know, to make people think. That's right, more and more.
As we start going down, Chaz, you grew up the child of show business royalty with Cher and with Sonny. Did you ever get any advice from Cher that you used to carve out this space in the entertainment world that you've done such a great job of doing?
You know, when I started acting, I did this small indie film. It wasn't a great film, but I had a great scene in it, and you know, I can remember bringing it out and showing my mom it, and you know, she kind of didn't have any idea how good I was at what I do. So since that point, she has been, you know, so incredibly supportive of every project I work on, and like I said, you know, she realized the talent that Spider and Krsy have, and just wanted to be a part of it.
Adam, when you're playing such a physical serial killer, obviously you're a big guy. What was the most physical stunts that you had to pull off in Big Baby?
Oh gosh, probably pulling the mask on and off. Because my hair was long back then, and every single time I pull it off, and little pieces of gray would come off, you know. But you know, it was a very physical role. It was a lot of fun. Luckily, it wasn't too hot out yet. You know, it was May. Like I was like, oh god, it wasn't too hot out. But it was a lot of fun. Physical roles were fun because you get to, you know, I mean, when you have a mask on, you can really make choices without really getting judged. You get a mask on, you know, your face can contort different ways and do different things. You know, this works.
I gotta say, I gotta give Adam props. In the Chaz scene, when he carries the head and slams it on the nail, we had a nail-sized hole in the prosthetic head, and he had to get it on, you know, and he did it in the first try. It's amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It's like,
One take, Jake. Brandon, once again, I really enjoyed your performance in Big Baby. What was there a scene that was the hardest for you to pull off? Because you go to some dramatic depths there.
You know, it was a fever dream that whole 13 days. So
I remember one day you said, I'm probably like day 7, you're like, horror is exhausting.
yeah, it was, I don't know. You know, killed for the first time, because you want to find those like peaks and valleys, but also, you know, track the whole performance to where like it makes sense of the like back and forth his mental state and everything. So yeah, I have no particular moment. When it started getting weird and crazy, it got a little weird and crazy.
Yeah, it was very like, you know, that scene when you come back from the alley and you're, you know, freaking out. We have that crazy close lens on your, and you know, you're having a back and forth conversation. And we made the choice to just not cut until a certain point because it just felt like you just wanted to stay in your madness, and you felt Kate getting further and further away from you. We finally cut to her, and she just sort of like stoic, center frame. But that scene, you know, I remember you doing that, and we did it a bunch of times. I was like, fuck, man, I felt bad making you do that so many times. I mean, I have such a, because I would be a terrible actor. I have like dreams of trying it someday, but I just, with such enormous respect for all of these guys on stage to be able to just do what they do. It's really weird. Like, it's really, I mean, there are a bunch of actors here, and you know, I'm sure everybody has their secrets, but just to have a conversation over Chinese food and make it feel natural is just, I feel like, oh, honey, I don't know. So I just, I mean, and then not to mention the crazy stuff, I'm crying on cue, and I don't know if I can do it, I really do.
Last few questions. Krsy obviously Spider writes the scripts, and you're, I would say, kind of his muse in a lot of ways. These two were little bites in tonight in the beginning. Are you excited when he says, "I've got something new for you, honey"? And are you looking at it going, "Okay, this isn't enough," or "This better be good," or how do you feel about that?
You know, it's interesting because we both, right, we both get direct, but like the last few, it's been him and I've been acting and producing, and that's been really, I really love acting. I really love being in front of the camera. It's like such a therapeutic thing for me. But we always said, like, you know, no, this isn't, I'm not always gonna be in the movies. It's just happened to be that when he writes stuff, and maybe he does have me in the back of his head and he doesn't know it, or maybe he does, I don't know. But no, I mean, everything that we've done, like Little Bites, I remember reading and I was like, oh my God, like I have to do this. I connect to this so much. And then it was so exciting when Big Baby came along, because I'm like, I haven't done a character like this in a really long time. Like, I feel like I'm, like I said, always the crazy one. I always look like hell in every movie I do. Like, it's crazy. So this was like, I'm like, oh, I get to be a regular person and, you know, love a guy, and it's funny when I talk about this movie, I'm like, oh, it's such a sweet, it's a love story, but I'm like, it's also really dark.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, we don't always know that I'm even going to be in these films, but luckily, you know, it's just happened that way, and I'm very grateful. I mean, he writes these great characters, and it's always interesting as an actor to get to do something different every time, and so far I've gotten to do that, so I'm so lucky for that.
Two more questions. Spider, when you put together a horror movie, especially like this one, it's hard to kind of come up with new ideas for kills because there's been so many horror movies and so many kills. For this one, did you really have to dig deep to pull some of these out of your?
Well, it's funny, you know, I didn't want to try to get like a pissing match with like Terrifier. You know, because it's just like you're staying in that's his world, right? But you can't have a killer in a baby without some gore.
Yeah.
And also you're thinking about budget, because it's not an unlimited budget, so you have to sort of, what can we actually pull off? So yeah, like, but you know when you didn't do it, like what you said, we reshot Chad's whole scene because the first one just didn't you know, it just didn't have what we needed. And it was actually this one who we shot the pool scene, Catherine, and yeah, Catherine. She was great. Catherine just killed it in that whole, you know, half, one quarter reality, the story scene, but we had our first run of the movie, and it actually ended with just Big Baby swinging the axe at her. We never saw anything happen. You just know that she died. And we're like, man, we gotta do more. Like, this is Amanda. This is the girl that pushed me in the pool. You know, so we went back and chopped her to pieces, and the chin on the pool.
That was that.
was a dream she had, so we put it in there.
Yeah, sorry, Catherine.
And that's where, I mean,
Yeah, she's
that's
here.
not everybody's biggest fear.
Yeah.
I also like how Big Baby just threw the body parts in the pool.
Yeah.
Last question for you guys. What was your favorite scene in the film? Once again, my favorite scene actually too. I was happy that Mr. Tinkles survived. Round of applause for Tinkles. And I also just loved the last scene when it was like, I can't remember the exact line, but he did it or whatever it was. We were like, oh, it was all in Adam's mind, and you're like, oh, was it? You know, so that was really cool as well. Chad, do you have a favorite scene in the film?
Well, other than mine,
Obviously.
you know, I liked some of the early stuff a lot. I was there when all of that was shot, and you know, Krsy and I were talking, and she was like, you know, how is it? I was like, the chemistry between you guys is amazing. And, you know, I've never seen you play a character like this. Like, you were like the sweet, you know, girlfriend next door. And so I like the base that kind of the rest of the movie was based on. I thought it was really solid, and you got to see that these two people were really in love with each other.
How about you, Adam? Favorite scene?
Well, kind of like what Jazz was saying, just the chemistry between you two. I was really wrapped into that. You know, just like that scene where you guys are sitting up on the couch, you know, drunk, talking, telling jokes. So that was pretty cool. That was like my favorite.
Sandy too.
Yeah, some of I like the like Edgar Wright toast stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh my god, because that's how I feel like it gets when you get inspiration with that. And then I also just love Torio, the friend, when Adam has the knife and he's like, Torio's like, hey buddy.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the Torio thing, I mean, when he first did the table read with us, he was like, you know, I don't think Big Baby's real, bud, and he kind of like said it wrong, but I'm like, promise me you're gonna say it just like that. But no, I mean, I think one of my favorite things to shoot was the drunk scene. I loved doing that with him, and we were having so much fun that day, and there was just something about like falling into the character, and it was like day 2, I think, or day 3, and so we had worked together a couple days, and so that was nice. And I really love that ending. I loved, like, you know, Cade and Torio and like that whole dynamic, and just I just remember shooting that, and I just like couldn't stop crying. I couldn't stop thinking about how sad it was that this was happening to them. And so there's something about that ending that just was like, it just kind of stuck with me after.
Yeah, I mean, I love all those things that you guys mentioned. I love the scene when Torio comes to visit you, and your performance there is so great because it's there's just waves. I've seen it so many times, but it's just like the wave of. I mean, this is what a great actor does. They don't give you one thing; they give you 4 things. So it's like madness, then on the edge of tears, then anger, then reason, and it's just like watching that scene was one of my highlights. I love the little Big Baby scene, and I definitely love the ending. I love the desperation between you two, and I love when you say interior bedroom night, you look straight into the camera. To me, that gives me chills. So, but I mean, I don't know. It's all great.
Well, we love the fact that we got to show it here at Scream Fest.
Adam, give it to us one more time. Here's Big Baby now.